kids are so innocent and fragile, um, that seeing that both parents are actually the exact balance that they need to develop, grow, and progress as human beings. Um, so when there's only one parent in the picture, um, it really does a lot of damage psychologically and emotionally to that child, um, in their emotional development, especially, because single mothers that have young boys, I've noticed that the young boys really, and I can speak from experience from my own life, my own self. When I was young, I remember just being very possessive and protective of my mom, and just always wanting to be around her. And I never I never thought that I would see it from the other side of the spectrum, I guess. But thinking back on it now, it's like you know even after my parents split, but when we were all still together, uh, you definitely felt some type of security and safety. Having your dad around, um, having that father figure, that man's presence around. You definitely uh, sons definitely gravitate to their fathers when their fathers are around, and I've noticed that when that is happening, when a male figure or male influence is around, um, the sons typically don't even really care what their moms are doing or what their moms are up to. Uh, it's kind of like a complete opposite effect, and I've noticed that when that male presence is around for the young boys, especially, um, it really implements a sense of security within themselves, uh, that will literally be there and carry them all the way up until manhood. And I feel like a lot of a lot of men that didn't have that male influence and that male example grow up without that sense of security within themselves and uh, emotional management and emotional intelligence, um, and it affects them in their relationships and in their lives for the rest of their lives. And I, noticed that it is something that is a huge deal and a big deal in our communities. Um, this is why the system is packed out. With kids and foster cares and group homes. It's like never ending, it seems. But I think, um, if people were to really understand and really comprehend uh, just how fragile young life is, and just how much impact a parent can have on their child, and just how much a child looks up to their parent and wants to be, just like their parent. And their parent can't do no wrong in their eyes, and that's a very fragile thing when it comes to a single mother and a little boy, because that little boy that doesn't have a father is going to be so desperate for that male touch, that male impact, that male influence. He's going to be so desperate for some type of example, some type of a guidance, some type of structure to follow, someone to look up to, someone to believe in him. He's going to be desperate for that. So he's going to get it from whoever is around, and whatever male presence is consistently willing to give that to him, all the way up and past, all the way into his manhood. He's never going to stop needing that male fatherly figure, example, and wisdom and knowledge and information. It takes a lot of courage for men to step into a stepfather role, and it actually takes a lot of I think peace and understanding of yourself to effectively be a stepfather, because it's such a sensitive position, especially if the biological father is nowhere in the picture and nowhere around. It's such a sensitive position, getting to know a child that you didn't create, and supporting a child you didn't create, understanding a child you didn't create, gaining the respect of a child that you didn't create, gaining the trust of a child that you didn't create. It really makes that position a very fragile, sensitive one. And on top of all of that, it's like, you have a child watching everything you do, for the very fact that you're not his father or her father. Watching, how you treat their mom, how you talk to their mom, what tone you talk to their mom. That is going to determine and tell them just how much they're going to trust you, and they're going to love you, respect you, and want to be around you and want you around. Watching how you deal with their mom and treat their mom is going to show them how you're going to deal with them and treat them. So this is why it's like, when a lot of single mothers are having a lot of different men in and out, and bouncing around from relationship to relationship, and you got all these different guys coming into your kids' lives, it's like it sets off like a sense of confusion, state of confusion for that child, and it's like, if when they see that no one is consistent, and no one truly cares, or no one is truly there, that sense of security is shattered. That sense of safety is shattered. So now it's all about survival. It's all about, how can I just survive? How can I survive? And how can I, and who do I have to turn to? No one. My friends, the streets, music, all the wrong things. That love and that attention that they're craving for from their mom can't give it to them, because their mom is busy at work, or busy still trying to live her life, or doing whatever, and all that time and all that acknowledgement that's going by, just not even being It's like the other half, that fatherly figure, that fatherly presence is is missing as well, and then that's where that comes in. It's like that's where uh, that fatherly role is such a huge role. And for those of for women that are dealing with men and sleeping with men, it's like that has to be on your mind. It's like that has to be on your conscience. Like, what kind of father is this guy going to be? Like, is he going to be there? Is he going to be around? Is he going to love me? Is he going to love this child? Like, is he going to care for this child? Like, is this relationship even, you know what I'm saying? It's like, does this relationship even have the potential to have a connection to even birth a child together? Like, because it's like having a child with someone, it's like you have to have a really deep connection with them, because it's like you're literally creating yourself with someone else. It's like that is the deepest thing in the world, man. That is so deep and powerful. There has to be some type of love, some type of connection, some type of bond there. But if not, it's like it's going to drastically affect the child. Starting having a family in today's society is very tough and hard on a lot of people, I'm sure. Um, with finances and sicknesses and diseases going around, and mass shootings, and I couldn't imagine having a family right now of my own, and just the toughness that comes, and the stress, you know. Um, I would love to have a family of my own, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying I can definitely imagine how tough it must be for the people that do have families, and you know, especially the single mothers that are single parents. Period. There's not just single mothers out there, single fathers out there as well. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine how tough it must be right now, especially for the single parents and trying to do everything on your own. Thank God for the grandparents. Shout out to the grandparents. Truly appreciate y'all. Y'all truly appreciated. Um, y'all do so much. Y'all sacrifice so much. Uh, it just goes to kind of show that you never stop being a parent. You know, you never stop being a parent, and with that comes a lot of acknowledgement, a lot of responsibility, and a lot of accountability as well. But your sacrifice is nonetheless impeccable, and truly appreciated in every way. In certain cultures, in certain communities, in the past and in history, um, certain groups of people weren't even allowed to have families. Uh, certain enslaved groups of people weren't even allowed to have families. They were just only allowed to reproduce and make babies. It's like you actually had to have permission to be married, have a relationship, have kids, have a family. You actually needed permission for that. So you pretty much needed permission to be in love, have love, show love, embrace love. Uh, you actually, so it's like, there was never a sense of togetherness, family, love, unity. There's never a sense of family. Certain groups of people had to watch other certain groups of people enjoy family and enjoy love. And here we are. We stem from that. And on top of all the dysfunction in the communities, because of all the outlying factors and issues that we face every day, the households are crumbling. The households are divided. The households are manless, and most of the men are dead, locked up, or on the streets, and missing in the homes. And it's showing in our youth, it's showing in our teenagers, it's showing in our young people, the absence of men in the homes, the way kids talk back to their moms, the way kids just really do whatever they want to do, and just no respect. No more honor, no more integrity. It's like anything goes now. And that's scary. That's scary for our young people to grow up and feel like there's just no more structure, and there's no more. It's interesting, like, you go out to the stores and you go out to any business now, anywhere, restaurant, anywhere, you're either seeing someone older or you're seeing someone really, really young. And those two generations are day and night. And it's conflicting heavily. Heavily. But it was written. It said it would be like this. The old feuding with the young, divided. Now more than ever, you hear about people getting into it with their parents, having disagreements with their parents, their siblings. Sisters at odds, mothers and daughters at odds, fathers and sons, brothers. Just saw on the news the other day, 2 brothers shot each other. It's like, what is it coming to? I just want to do things right in every way that I can. I want to stay humble in every way that I can. And I want to provide the best example in any way that I can as a man, and as a black man, because there is no example anymore, and the only example is the music artist. The only example is the cell phone and the internet, and that's scary for a lot of us. So many young kids look up to the athletes, and it's like, what happens when the kids don't make it to those heights? What are the kids being taught outside of sports? Nothing. Coaches become that father figure and that man male example for a lot of young boys throughout their young lives. Coaches play a huge role in a lot of young kids' lives, a lot of young boys especially, but the girls too. But outside of that and after that, so many people feel like that's where their life stopped, you know, with sports. After high school, after college, it's like a lot of people stopped living and just kind of started surviving. People stopped chasing their dreams. People let life get in the way. And I think in the process making kids, and then I think that like a lot of guys kind of shy away from their responsibilities and kind of feel embarrassed in a way because they just didn't live up to what everyone thought they would live up to be. And because of that, they end up kind of shying away from everything and everyone, including their children. It's like just because they can't provide the way they would like to, they decide not to be around at all or something. I don't know. But it's detrimental to our children and our young kids. I cannot believe how smart these young kids are today. I can't believe it. It's like it blows my mind. It blows my mind how early they're walking around, how alert and aware they are, the words they're using, their memory. It's like it's scary just how smart they are. So it's like that can either be really, really bad or really, really good in the next 10 to 15 years. So, just some thoughts I wanted to share on male presence, man presence, and fatherly presence and influence and impact. I hope everyone continues to be safe out there. Please continue to give God all the praise and give God thanks every day, you know, and humble yourselves every day because the world is a very cold place right now and so much is going on and so much is happening and I truly do pray for everyone's safety and everyone's well-being from day to day because it's just not promised. Try to love who you love, appreciate the moments, and cherish the moments, the little times that you have with anyone and everyone, especially your loved ones, and your parents appreciate your parents, love your parents. There's so many people out here that don't have parents and wish they did, you know. So many kids out here that are so desperate for a parent, you know. It's so definitely appreciate your parents, you know, and always love and respect your parents no matter what. And just always be the bigger person, take the high road, you know. Because our parents are just battling and dealing with a lot of shit right now as they get older and age, you know. But everyone stay blessed, prayed up, take care, peace.